to continue on, and I'm not able to really explain everything to everybody over and over again one-on-one. What do I mean? Well, okay, this is my talk on Snopes. It's like, people are so hung up on Snopes being, if you want an authority on truth, you need Snopes. If you're going to use Snopes as your authority, shouldn't you just go and research Snopes to see what's being said about Snopes? And I'll leave it at that. Because I did. And what did I find out? I found out that Snopes is a fly-by-night organization, and the people were a married couple that made Snopes, and then they had a nasty divorce, and all the shit came out. Where do you want to go from that? Well, somebody didn't like Snopes, so they made up a bunch of articles about Snopes that were highly toxic, and they posted them at various places on the internet, and that's what you saw. But I still go with Snopes. This is the ultimate irony that in the world with all this information on the internet, people assume that if you've got a good brand name, you are the ultimate authority on things. I can't tell you how disappointed I am. I am so disappointed. You all got a lot of learning to do. So, my prediction is you're going to reincarnate on planet Earth because you're not learning your lessons in this lifetime. Oh, well, no big deal. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Lords of Karma are going to say, you had so many opportunities in this lifetime, and you sneered at people. You sneered at them. You got a bad attitude. So the Lords of Karma probably are going to say to you, you're not going to get to reincarnate as a human on planet Earth. You're going to... sneering. What makes us think of sneering? Sneering. Sneering. It's like... it's a dirty habit, sneering at people. You don't have any dignity when you're sneering at other people. You're not giving them any respect whatsoever. So, what gets sneered at? I know what's going to happen. I got it. What gets sneered at, you're going to go back in time. The year is going to be about Let's go with the year 1 on the, Christian counting. Year 1, and you're going to have leprosy. I don't know if people sneered at lepers in those days. They did avoid them quite a lot, but it's not really a sneer. It's mostly, that's a horrible disease and I think it's contagious. I don't want to go near you. So, no, that's not going to really work. Who else got sneered at in history? Socrates. Socrates got sneered at by the people so much they made him drink hemlock poison. But there's already been a Socrates. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a separate reality space, and we're going to create you as Socrates. In other words, you're going to live like Socrates. And then you're going to be sneered at, and then you're going to be forced to drink poison. Can the Lords of Karma do that? Sure. Why Socrates? Well, just because it's a known thing, that, he drinks hemlock in the end, because, in other words, don't think that these things can't be arranged for you to learn your lesson. Your lesson is just that. Doesn't matter how smart you are in ancient Greece. You sneered at people in this lifetime, you're going to have a lifetime where people sneer at you. That's the way it works. In other words, if you were smart, you would follow Jesus, the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And if you're not going to follow that and you're going to sneer at people, then you're going to have to experience being sneered at. So you'll learn it's not fun to be sneered at. You're going to get the lesson. Okay, changing hats to Stewie from Family Guy. I'm not going to talk anymore about sneering. Stewie kind of sneers at dumb people. He kind of thinks his shit toads stink and but he really is smarter than a lot of people. So, is it okay for Stewie to sneer? I mean, if all of us were perfect and we were just like Jesus, in our hypothetical idea of, Jesus was always kind to everyone, well, it's just not the testimony that I got. The testimony I got from this newer book, the Gospel of Judas, is that Jesus laughed a lot about his disciples because they were stupid. Was he sneering at them? I don't think it was sneering. He was definitely finding them uproariously funny because they were really into gossip, worrying about what other people thought. So was he sneering at them? I didn't really get that. It was just, he definitely laughed at them for being, it's that certain kind of stupid. It's a certain kind of stupid, and that's what that book says. Is it true? God knows. But for those of people out there who have character flaws, perhaps the reason that you're sneering at people a lot is you are traumatized by planet Earth. You've had the school of hard knocks yourself, and you're just tired of it all. Is it understandable? Oh, it's understandable. It's really understandable. So how do you stop yourself from coming across sneering and snarky? The answer is, are you being authentic? In other words, are you always like this? The example is Ty Cobb, the baseball player. There's a movie about Ty Cobb. He was a fantastic baseball player, but he was a rude bugger. And it's a great movie, so you can watch that. So if Ty Cobb is rude, what happens to Ty Cobb? Ty Cobb, if you watch the movie, he sees a lot of karma come at him because of his unpleasant nature. Nevertheless, would he have to come and reincarnate? Yeah. Even though he was a fantastic baseball player, he's going to have to come back. Because, you don't get to pass Earth School by being a big slugger in the Major League Baseball. But it's one lifetime, and you learn what you can in one lifetime. So there's easier ways for us to learn karmic lessons than having to have another lifetime in a separate reality as Socrates. And that is movies. We can live thousands of lifetimes by watching movies. Yeah, because you've got all these different characters in one movie, and how many movies do you get to watch in a lifetime? So you get to see this kind of character, that kind of character, situations that they're in, what happens to them. You'll get to see a lot of people in movies, plus all the people you see in real life. But movies, you get to see them, in 2-hour chunks. So, theoretically, you really get a lot of lifetimes in one lifetime in modern day planet Earth. So, you should be really wise. You should really be wise. I'm still disappointed because I still see people that are in their own personalities, they're still got issues. So what else is it besides you don't see yourself doing the things you're doing? I can't tell you. It's too difficult to explain everything to you in words. Somebody wants a hint. The hint is that it seems to me a lot of personalities don't change when they see other people just like them. It's probably not up to that person to change their personality. I would say that the universe keeps the person pretty much the same because the universe likes to have a person like that around for other people to admire or hate. Otherwise, we'd all be clones of one another, and it'd be very boring if we didn't have unique personalities. Somebody wants to say still. Still, still, still. If you are meditating and you are following your spiritual path, and from time to time you find that yourself is doing something that's not really classified as spiritual, maybe being unkind to someone, what does it mean? You got to be very careful that it's not your ego. You got to be very careful that you've done a lot of letting go, read a lot of spiritual teachers, and did a lot of meditating. And then, if you are inside of yourself and you've let go of control of yourself, now somebody's going to say, you're going to have to control yourself. Control yourself. No, it goes the other way around. If you let go of control of yourself and then your personality, without you running it, start screaming at someone, then you could say it's the universe that wants you to scream at someone. Because perhaps this other person needs some kind of a interaction to help them get a lesson. But, it doesn't mean at some point you're going to say, I had no control over what I did, and I really felt I didn't want to do it. 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 But if you've let yourself go, in other words, you're in search of some explanation, and I gave it to you a few days ago. My lectures, not really lectures, they're talks. My talk's called Control Freak 1 and Control Freak 2. If you're doing those exercises, the Control Freak exercises to let go of being a control freak, you're doing those on a regular basis, and you've let go of control of your body, then, the universe is using you. And you've stepped aside, so are you to blame? No. You are not to blame for what your body does when you have fully let go of control of your body. But you got to make sure you're doing these exercises. Otherwise, it's your ego. And, is there karma for people like that? That's what I keep bringing up. What is karma? So that's the end of this talk. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to get a haircut when you can.